Good evening and welcome to the Downers Grove Township meeting of the Township Board of Trustees for Thursday, November the 17th. Let's all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lorraine, would you take roll?
Trustee Ferguson. Here. Trustee Riccordati.
Here.
Trustee Stoll. Here. Trustee Okram.
Here.
Supervisor Coltrane.
Here. We are here. Next up, we have public comment. Residents may speak on township issues in general. As a reminder, residents will have the opportunity to speak here in public comment. Comments are directed to the supervisor. We ask that comments be kept to 2 minutes and address the Downers Grove Township issues. Any questions or comments can also be emailed to supervisor@dbtownship.com, who will read them into public comments. Please refrain from profanity and personal attacks directed at people, and please be respectful of all residents. We remind you that public comments are not a Q&A session. Thank you very much. And do we have any public comments?
She would like to speak after.
Okay. Carol?
Do you have any submitted?
We have no submitted.
No submitted?
No.
Well, my name is Carol Soul and I live in Westmont. I'm surprised to hear you have no submitted comments because I actually heard back from the person who has been submitting some of those comments by email. Because she watches the videos and has noted your sort of disdain for the repetitiveness of some of her comments. And I believe that she would say to you that perhaps if you would address her comments, she would not keep submitting the same comments. On another matter, we have 9 items on the agenda tonight to approve documents, agreements, and so on and so forth. But this is the piece of paper I get, and this is the piece of paper I get on the website to find out what you're going to be talking about tonight. Unlike the county board, which provides the actual content when they publish their agenda, so you can read them. And there are things on here that are of interest to me. You've got levy requests for the general fund in the road district. I don't know if you're proposing to go up, down, sideways, or what on the levy. And I can't even address it in my comments. Nor will I'm here, so that's helpful. But nor will I see anything in the minutes about it until a month from now after the next meeting. So it's a little disingenuous to think that you are transparent in the information you are providing, because you are not providing the public any information on what you're really talking about tonight. And I'm curious as to when you have talked about them as a group, in that we all know there are Open Meeting Act regulations on how many of you can get together at a single time. So there's a lot of stuff on this agenda I would have thought you had probably talked about together. So I would really like to see you change how you handle the contents of your meeting as well as just the agenda, and make that available to the public in advance of the meeting. Thank you.
Can I ask a question? Carol, did you ever think about calling the Downers Grove Township Supervisor's Office to receive information about the items that you care so deeply about?
No,
Oh, well, perhaps that would have been the right step for you.
not necessarily. Why should I take time from my day to call
Well,
here?
you're taking the time to come here to this meeting, so
Yes,
if it was
I am.
powerful enough, then you could have
I
asked
am.
the question. Thank you.
And point out also, the agenda is provided 2 days in advance of the meeting. And if I don't
Which
have
is state
time,
statute, which is the correct amount of time that the...
it is all
Actually,
that's
it
required.
was out on Monday, so it's prior.
It was maybe out a little early, I don't know.
Well, I
but-
generally put it on Friday.
Okay, okay. But
I
that
think
is
that's
still,
actually the 2-minute time limit that we are giving
okay, thank you, I'll
constituents.
shut up now,
Thank you.
since I'm such an obstruction.
Okay, with that, we'll go on to number 5, the motion to approve the minutes of the board meeting from October 20th, 2022 is presented. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
And a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any comments? With that, Lorraine, will you take roll?
Trustee Ferguson.
Aye.
Trustee Ricordati.
Aye.
Trustee Stoll.
Aye.
Trustee Oldham.
Aye.
Supervisor Coltrane.
Aye. Motion passes. Next one is a motion to approve the trustee audit and approval of bills and claims as presented. Do I hear a motion?
I make-
And a second?
I second the motion.
Any questions? Any comments? Lorraine, would you take roll, please?
Trustee Oldham. Trustee Stoll.
Aye.
Trustee Ricordati.
Aye.
Trustee Ferguson.
Aye.
Supervisor Coltrane.
Aye. Next on the agenda is the motion to approve the PACE contract for calendar year 2023 as presented. We just got that yesterday, so it has not gone out. So we will put that off until the December meeting. Next up is a motion to approve the resolution 2023-1117-1, Downers Grove Township 2023 Board of Trustee meeting as scheduled. You have that in your packet. It's the same days as we've had, with the exception, and as usual, the February 23rd one is the fourth Thursday. That's the one when we approve the budget. Are there any questions on the meeting schedule? With that, Lorraine, would you take roll?
We don't have a motion.
Oh,
I'll make the motion.
and a second?
Second.
Any discussion? And with that, Lorraine, please take roll.
Trustee Ricordati.
Aye.
Trustee Ferguson.
Aye.
Trustee Stoll.
Aye.
Trustee Oldham.
Aye.
Supervisor Coltrane.
Aye. The motion passes. Next up, we have the motion to approve Resolution 2023-1117-2, which is the Downers Grove Township 2023 holiday schedule is presented. This will be actually by voice vote. I missed that on the last one. The change in this is we used to have a floating holiday. That's been changed with putting in Juneteenth on Monday, June the 19th, 2023 will be added. So we have the same number of days, we just don't have the floating holiday. Do I hear a motion to pass this?
So,
And then a second.
Second.
Okay, any questions? And I guess it's a voice vote, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any that don't approve? Okay, so that passes. Next up is a motion to approve the Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance contract for full-time township employees to be administered by IX Solutions as presented. Open enrollment starts in December, on the 1st of December. First off, do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
second.
Okay. Any questions?
No, how much did the insurance rates go up this year?
They actually did not, they went up 6%. We also had them look at other companies in addition to Blue Cross, and Blue Cross is still the most competitive.
Yeah.
So they say, fairly decent. We did add a PPO option in there that it was not in there last year.
Is IX Solutions the broker?
That's a
Is that who we've always used?
We had a different broker before. We had
Guardian.
the broker was USI, but they came to us during the course of last year and said they were no longer taking groups our size. They wanted larger groups only. So we ended up with this group. This was recommended to us by them. So they've been very helpful. They've we're going to have an online portal for the employees, so they don't have to go through Tammy to get stuff done.
Oh, to update their
Update,
files.
and whatever they have to update, yes. Okay, Lorraine, roll.
Okay, trustee Oakrum,
Aye.
trustee Stoll,
Aye.
trustee Ferguson, trustee Ricordati,
Aye.
supervisor Coltrane.
Aye. That passes. Next up is the motion to approve the 2023-2024 levy request for Downers Grove Township General Fund, General Assistance Fund, and IMRF Fund as presented. The public hearing on the budget will be February 23rd, 2023. The levy is going to go up by 3%. General Fund amount levy for each object and purpose is as follows. General Fund will be $2,736,000. IRMF is $50,000. GA Fund is $50,000 for a total of $2,836,000. Any questions? Lorraine, will take roll.
Okay, trustee Stoll. Aye. Trustee Oakrum,
Aye.
trustee Ferguson, trustee Ricordati,
Aye.
supervisor Coltrane.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I called for a motion to approve.
Oh, we did.
Okay. Motion to approve.
I'll make the
Okay.
motion.
Second.
I second the motion.
Okay, now we'll take a vote.
Okay, trustee Stoll. Aye. Trustee Oakrum,
Aye.
trustee Ferguson, trustee Ricordati,
Aye.
and supervisor Coltrane.
Aye. The levy passes. Next up is the motion to approve the 2023-24 levy request for Downers Grove Township Road District as presented. First off, do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Okay. And Andy unfortunately is under the weather and could not be here. We did talk about it. It is with all of his expenses and trying to get stuff to fix codes and all that, he is at 4.9% increase. The road and bridge tax is $4,594,000. Insurance tax is $30,000. Illinois municipal retirement tax is $50,000, and Social Security tax is $50,000, for a total of $4,724,000. Any questions?
What was this last year, do you remember? The increase, you had a levy increase.
Well, it's up 4.9%.
No, what was it last year?
I don't know that.
Okay, no problem.
Whatever the 4.9 plus.
No, I mean, is what was the increase last year?
It was 4.9.
Last year.
He has a lot of issues trying to get, stuff for concrete and all the stuff that he has to do. So his normally is about 4.9%.
But he didn't receive the 4.9, remember he had mentioned it was like 3 something.
Right. So you request this, and what this county gives you is less.
Yeah, that's what I was lodged in here. So
And I believe last year he said he got 3.2%.
I think too, right? And then about half of it goes back to other villages and that.
So if he gets all of this money, and because the taxes, because of Clarendon Hills or Hinsdale residents are all paying that tax, even though they don't get the services, the villages get that money back every month.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Ray, roll.
Okay, trustee Ferguson?
Well, we need to make a motion.
No, we didn't do the motion.
Yeah, we did the motion.
We did it.
That-
We did it
Yeah.
first this time.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I did it. I
I'm sorry,
actually
then
did
you
it.
spelled
That's okay.
Short term.
So, trustee Ferguson?
Aye.
Trustee Ricordati?
Aye.
Trustee Stoll?
Aye.
Trustee Oakrum?
Aye.
Supervisor Coltrane?
Aye, that passes. Next up, we have the CERT contract. CERT provides help, they helped out a lot during the tornado. So this is a thing that's through Township that helps in the event that there is an emergency. And we, last year, we gave them $1,875. This year, they're wanting $1,500 for it, so that's what this is for. I need a motion to pass this.
So moved.
Second. And that's what it means is community emergency response team. So anytime there's an emergency somewhere.
Yeah, they really have a robust, they do a lot.
They do a lot, yes. They had actually helped us out with the, when we did the recycling. They had all the members here to help out with direct traffic. And they were instrumental in directing traffic during the tornado and getting a lot of volunteers out to help. So it's a great organization. Lorraine, would you take roll?
Okay. Trustee Ferguson.
Aye.
Trustee Recordati.
Aye.
Trustee Stoll. Aye. Trustee Okra. Supervisor Polter.
Aye. And the motion passes. Next up, just doing my supervisor's report, just to kind of give us a little update on what's going on here, the senior programs. Currently, we've been doing game day every Tuesday morning. We've had a request from quite a few people to do it in the afternoon as well. So starting in December, we're going to have games in the morning and the afternoon. Community dining will also be going on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so people can come here and play games in the morning, do lunch, and then play in the afternoon. We have ping pong. We have a lot of different other games, like there's card games and puzzles. We've got a puzzle going on over there, so there's quite a bit that goes on with that. Bingo is the second Wednesday of every month. We had 28 people in our last one. We're thinking of doing that a little bit more often than that. There was quite a class that was given back on November 3rd called Jane's Journey. It was a woman whose husband had dementia, and it kind of gave her whole background of what went on with that. And all of the, it's all of those things. I think we've all probably had it with our families and stuff where someone gets sick like this, and what do you do? How do you get their bank accounts taken care of? How do you get all the paperwork signed in time and in a timely manner? How do you take care of them? And so this woman went through her whole journey with her husband. And we are in the process of working with several local villages and in doing, I know Westmont, I believe, has become one, a dementia-friendly town where restaurants will have areas of the restaurant set aside for someone with dementia. We'll have a shorter menu, so it's not confusing to people. You can take your family out. And I think in 2023, we're going to do more programs for that, just for people who are going through this. And I know we're working with a lot of retirement homes in the communities, and so I will be talking more about that as we go on. But I think, it is, and then other stores too that just make it a little bit easier, more friendly for a person to come. I know, having gone through that, in my family, it's been.
If you've ever been out to dinner with someone with dementia or Alzheimer's, they can still read, but they don't know what to order.
Right.
So they ask their spouse, "What do I want?" But they can still read.
Right.
But they get
And
confused.
it's very confusing.
Yeah,
It's
so,
very
so
confusing.
if there's less for them to read, maybe they'll be able to process it.
Right. Right. So, so look for more programs about that in the coming months. There's also a jam session here tomorrow, so anybody that has an instrument wants to come play, they can come tomorrow, and then on December 16th as well. I did put out on the table for everybody a fundraiser for Friends for Downers Grove Township Seniors. They have donated a lot of money to us. All of the tables that we have here and chairs were purchased by them. Quite a few of the appliances in the kitchen were purchased by them to get this building up and running. And so there's a fundraiser at Meat Bar and Grill in Westmont. It is Monday, December 5th from 4 to 7:30. You don't have to stay there. You can order, pick up your food, just say that you're, doing this for Friends for Downers Grove Township. But, it's a great thing for the township, and it'd be great to raise money. They did have their fundraiser here at the end of October. I did not hear at the moment how much they raised from that, but
I have.
it was a nice fundraiser. We had probably 45 to 50 people in here. It was very interesting because we haven't had something that big in here. So that is about what we can fit in this room. Is about, because we were all kind of starting to get on top of each other. So we didn't really have an idea of how many people could come in this room.
Are the people from the senior center, are they there at meet, or is it just where you go and mention them?
They will have people there.
Like, is that, what is the man that runs it, Steven, or whatever his name is? The guy that runs it, what's his name?
Big
Right,
traffic.
Robert.
Robert, yeah.
Yeah,
Robert.
he'll be there.
He'll be there.
Yes.
So we do meet there, so we.
Yeah, so they're, and I know Karen Kelly was there before, so yeah, they'll have their representatives.
There was a Pierce Tavern last time, right?
They had it at Pierce Tavern, they've also had it, the last time they had it down at Three Corners,
Oh, okay.
a couple months ago.
And there was one at Culver's.
Mhm.
And they're, yeah.
Every few months.
Okay, with that, I will go to the assessors. Well, I wanted to bring up one other thing too. Wanted to kind of talk about general assistance. We had over 600 different things that they worked on this year, referrals. First off, the 211 new page referrals. That is with people who are having some mental illness issues. That's a new number that you can call. So we had some people talking about that. We've had car repairs. We had a woman who was a single mom who lost a child who was, I don't even think was a year old. She had 3 other children and she could not afford the funeral. So we gave some money for that. We did a lot this month for LIHEAP. LIHEAP is the low-income home energy assistance program that we help. That's through the county, but they go through us to get the stuff processed. So we did that. We've given out some gift cards from Love Christian Clearinghouse. And so that's been very busy. Youth services are starting to wrap up the session for the fall school session. I know she has classes next week and then a couple for the following week at local schools. So we've been pretty busy here. Last thing then was, I don't have an assessor's report, but I do have the highway report from Andy Anderson. In the last month, the highway department has been working on the following projects. Crews continue to patch or repair open driveway and road culverts with asphalt in these subdivisions: Timberlake South, Pleasantdale, the Downers Grove Gardens, Tri-State, Gulfview, Palisades, Babson Park, and Brooklyn Range. Storm sewer basins where sinkholes had formed were repaired in Hinswood subdivision, as well as Secret Forest and Farmingdale North subdivisions. We finished our fall brush pickup in sections 4 and 5, as well as picking up many down limbs in several windy days early on in the month. Crews prepared the equipment that we store for the winter in our cold storage building. Water lines were drained and equipment we used in the summer was secured for the winter. Crews hung salt spreaders and spinners in our trucks, and snow plows were gone over in preparation for the winter use. Monday morning, we experienced our first measurable snow of the year. It's hard to believe it's so early in the year. And crews salted our streets to melt the snow and slush to make them safe for travel. All of our crews attended the annual salt and de-icing seminar sponsored by the County and Conservation Foundation. The goal of this seminar is to help departments reduce the amount of calcium chloride we spread on the roads during the winter while keeping the roads safe for traffic. Recent studies have shown that more and more salt is making its way into our streams, which affects fish, turtles, vegetation, and wildlife in an adverse way. The seminar talked about new technology and modern practices we can use to help lower our salt totals and help keep our streams clean while we, at the same time, keeping our roads safe for the winter. That was from Andy Anderson. And I have no old business.
I have some.
Sure.
So just to ensure that we are doing our due diligence on the 2 comments that are submitted monthly, that have been submitted monthly for a year or 2. I'm not sure what, I don't have the answer, I'm just asking a question, what we should do to address each of the comments. So one of them is a comment about Bruce Bronner and nepotism. Well, the township doesn't have nepotism, so I'm not sure, I'm asking, seeking advice on what we should do to address the 2 comments. The first being about nepotism in the township.
Well, firstly, we don't have to have those letters read into the minutes. It's not, the Attorney General's office considers them miscellaneous correspondences. So the note at the top of the page here that mentions any questions or comments should be changed because it's a scrivener's error.
Okay, so that's
There's
step
no
1.
need to have those read into the record.
Fair.
To the Attorney General's office.
I think that's great,
Okay,
but I'm
secondly,
happy
the
to still address them.
the conversation about the nepotism, it's like talking about what there isn't. And it just explained that there actually is no nepotism if you analyze the township, because there has been no hiring by management of their family. That is actually just not present in the township.
So I mean, I'm happy to say that statement every month, but I don't know how powerful that is to do.
Well, we just said it in a public meeting, it's going to be on the video, I just said it publicly.
I mean, honestly, I'd be happy to say that statement every single month to address the question that's submitted every month.
Yes, well, the question is actually asking for you to create a policy or a resolution or something. It has not been a problem for over 20 years. in the township.
And most certainly the 6, 7, 8, the 6 I've been around.
Right, so it's one of those things, so fighting off the opposite of what's happening.
Right,
But it's
typically.
an innuendo that it becomes a conversation.
Right, but I'm glad that we've officially addressed that the township does not have a nepotism problem.
Not that I know of, and I'm not certified at knowledge about township families, but I do not know of any.
Right, and you
nepotism.
have been around the township for how many years?
37.
So for a long time, you are,
It could have been in the past, but there is not now, and has been for many years.
right, so we can only address the now.
And as far as I can remember, there's nobody on the present staff that's ever committed nepotism.
So how many years have you been attorney for the township?
37.
37 as the attorney for the township.
Okay,
Approximately 37.
and the second comment that is always submitted is about holding Zoom meetings.
And we're not required by law to have those meetings, so
They actually, I mean, government in general really just started discouraging that over a year ago, which
We
I don't know
are,
of any public body. I'm curious to know, do you know of any public body that is still offering Zoom meetings?
the courts are doing.
Courts are
Oh,
a
they do both.
totally different can of worms. That
But I don't believe the village of Clear Mills does.
villages or the
County,
county board, I don't believe does
I
anymore.
do not know of the county board anymore.
So the Zoom meetings came in because of COVID,
Right.
and they were put in with the governor,
Right, and then
And-
they basically,
with all of his,
safety
yeah.
precautions.
And eventually, those went away, and it's no longer required to.
Well, it's not even that it's not required, I think almost like 95, 99% of public bodies are meeting in person, not also holding Zoom meetings. Even private groups are not holding, private charity, foundations, any kind of public, private organization, Zoom meetings for any organization are just not happening anymore. I think they want to foster collaboration of in-person gatherings. So I think to address that point, it is very uncommon at this point for those to be addressed. So again, I'm happy to also state a comment about Zoom meetings every month as well to address the comments, but I don't think that's necessary.
Well, and I think it's fair to say, to really take a step back and just kind of capitalize the fact that prior to March of 2020, practically no one had their meetings via Zoom. I honestly did not know what Zoom was,
Well, nobody.
and I asked my daughter what a Zoom was, and she said, "Oh, Dad, you should buy our stock." I didn't even know what it was, so I looked it up. It was $34. Today it's probably $300 or $400. But now it came into vogue because we were on lockdown and you couldn't go out, so people did Zoom meetings from their homes. And we were on a Governor Pritzker mandate, you couldn't leave your house, and you could, so we did meetings via Zoom. We are not there anymore. There is no reason to have meetings via Zoom. We have attendance tonight, and if you want to come to a meeting, it is easy to come to our meeting. Our township office was on lockdown. You couldn't even come in. And we are open now. All businesses are open now. We are not even under a mask mandate. And if I am correct here, I believe our Attorney General, because we're not playing politics, he is a Democrat, correct?
That's true.
The one that has ruled that,
Correct.
that's correct, right?
Correct.
So that this is a,
I will say one other thing too about Downers Grove Township. Since 2017, I believe, all of our meetings are filmed. Most townships are not filmed. And you can go online and you can look at any of our meetings. And our meetings by Tuesday of the week following are on our website. So, I've talked to other townships, I've looked at other townships' websites, most of them do not film their. So Downers Grove Township is doing something that most townships do not do, and that is film. And you can go back for 5 years, I think. I know with the new
6.
website, I'm not sure if it goes all the way back that far, but you can also go on YouTube, because I think we're on there as well, and you can see all of our meetings. So our meetings are online, which is something that most townships, most bodies of government are not doing right now. Some are, but I would say more than half are not. So I think we are, we are doing what we can do. I understand maybe some people would like to watch us live, but, the fact of the matter is our meetings are on our website every month. And so,
I'd also like to address one last thing about, that was in a comment made during the public comment, about following the Open Meetings Act rule. And just to assure the viewers of the video that we most definitely follow the rules of the Open Meetings Act. We actually take it very seriously. If we do meet, it is one-on-one about township business. So I think, on issues like that, just like many things in life, there has to be a level of trust that that's the way things are done. But I can assure you in public comment now that we follow the rules of the Open Meetings Act in this township and take that very seriously. So when it's, when we're looked at as we're not taking that seriously, I think that's really unfortunate.
And if I could make a comment, if we are voting on certain issues or levies or whatever, on my part, the research is done. If I have questions, I ask Paul individually.
Correct.
And we discuss something with somebody individually, because I'm still considering myself new, so a lot of things I don't
Well,
understand.
absolutely.
But I know, yeah, so I don't do that one-on-one.
Okay, with that,
I have a question about,
sure.
another thing I was sent in the comments, so prior to the meeting, this is all posted on the agenda.
Right,
Is there anything else posted on it?
it's the agenda's posted.
So for example, the motion to approve the CERT contract, is that CERT contract on there for a reason or not done there for a reason? Or what? Is that posted for things to don't do? Or why do we not put the CERT contract on some of the review that we want to do?
I don't know, we,
It's been public policy, our policy to not put them on. Every government institution has an opportunity to make a policy decision about that.
So our policy.
And where, how far you want to go.
so the levy,
Your job.
So should I explain?
Is it a negative? Why wouldn't we put it on the, I mean, is there, why would a previous
I think
board-
Lorraine's in charge of this, and Lorraine's trying to follow what she's supposed to do.
No, I know, but she's following the order by a previous board, right? Or by-
Contracts are put on the website after they're approved and signed off on.
There's two things
Except
about
by-
it here. There's work product that should not be publicly disseminated, and that would make it harder for you to make policy decisions about things and then have a different product come out at the end.
Right.
And then and that's probably a good reason to not have working drafts of documents online, because they could and will be amended later on. And then the other reason is because the board, the town clerk is trying to do what she has to do by law, and has never made a decision to make a further inquiry about trying to put more public documents out.
Yeah.
The work product issue is a real problem.
Yes.
Absolutely, I think so. That's a good solution.
Yeah.
I also think that if someone comes to the township with specific issues, before or after that those issues are addressed, right? So, and answered, which is why I asked, did you call the township supervisor to inquire about these items if you had something specific that you wanted to find out, or you wanted to find out about all of them? I think, again, you're very transparent, as well as Greg and Andy, about answering questions and emails that come in from constituents. So that information can still be received, but it might not be received, 3, 4, 5 days prior.
Like the work product idea would have been a serious issue with these, the numbers for the levies.
Right.
and the other thing too, like the PACE contract, if we put that out before we voted on it, we're putting out something there that's, could change during the course of our meeting. We could come up with an idea on something, so I don't think we can really put those out until, and now that it's been, PACE hasn't been approved yet, but after in December, it will be on our website for everybody to look at.
So I guess what Mike is trying to say was, and I'm not speaking for him, but I think what he's trying to say, what I understand is, if we're going to put out something tonight, and we put it out there maybe yesterday or the day before, right?
But it's still a working document.
It's
No,
still working.
I understand. I see the catch-22. He's trying to say, hey, if we can get it out there, if we're going to vote on it, then maybe you want to at least release it. But then it's a catch-22 because then it's a working document, and if
Right.
we don't vote on
It
it,
will
now we
be on the-
release something and we pull it back for something because something came up before.
That
tonight.
creates more
Yeah.
issues.
No,
That
no,
will
no.
create way more issues.
I say it's a catch-22, and that's what I think that where we're going with it. It'd be nice in a perfect world where we knew it was going to be
I
voted
think
on.
when it comes to transparency, Downers Grove Township does a tremendous job in being transparent.
No,
I think it's way underappreciated and valued, to be honest.
No, but I understand the question, and I can see where it's coming from. That's what-
No, I understand the
Yeah.
question as well.
Yeah, it's just, I think maybe because we're newer, and it just sounds like, in a perfect world, you take a document, you know we're going to vote on it, you release it so the public can see it, and we know we're going to vote on it. But it doesn't always happen.
Not quite.
Yeah. Okay.
Are people able to request and see working documents, or is that part of the policy that they cannot access them until they're approved?
No work with that.
Got it. So when the city's agenda to say, I want to see the certain contract, so when you're going to go,
It's the contract that's signed that'll be.
that's when you go after. So then, I mean.
But if anybody
for
wanted to
social
reach
media-
out to you to ask about the CERT contract, you could help inform them about where things
For
stand
sure.
now.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to understand the policy, because this wasn't clear, right? That if there was a reason we weren't making it. Obviously, there's a very good reason we're not publishing these documents prior to.
I guess a vendor on Tuesday during the day, if there could be a problem, maybe they could pull it back or say, hey, we have a problem with the bid, pull it back. I could see where it could be pulled back the day out or then scratched. Okay, yeah, we can move on.
All right, with that, we do have we do need to move into an executive session. So first up, I need a
I'll
motion
make a motion to
to.
approve.
Second.
Okay.
Who was that?
I first, you second.
And roll call.
Okay, trustee Ferguson,
Aye.
trustee Ricordati.
Aye.
Trustee Stoll,
I
trustee Olcrum,
Aye.
supervisor Coltrane.
Aye. All right, and so we are going to go into closed session. That'd be great.
Thank you.
Okay, it is 8:12, and I take a motion for us to come back into regular session. Do I hear a motion for that?
So move.
And a second?
motion.
And roll call?
Voice.
Is it voice?
Trustee Ferguson,
Aye.
trustee Ricordati.
Aye.
Trustee Stoll, trustee Olcrum,
Aye.
supervisor Coltrane.
Aye, and we are back in session, and there is nothing to report. Brenda.
Just the motion to approve the minutes.
Oh, okay. All right. We need a
I'll
motion.
make a motion to approve the closed
Closed session.
Session.
Minutes.
Okay.
And second.
second the motion.
Okay. Any discussion on those?
Aye.
Abby, okay, oh, sorry, Dave Ricordati
Aye.
and Mary Stoll,
Aye.
Mike Oltram,
Aye.
Paul Coltrane.
Aye. And with that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, do we have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Our next regular meeting of the Downers Grove Township Board is on Thursday, December the 15th, 2022. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all.